Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports. Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another Thursday Night Live. Yeah, DTM Thursday Night Live. In studio, we have Eddie Guna, and all the way from outer East London, from the east to the East London, Crystal from Talawa TV. Welcome, Crystal. How are you doing?
I'm well. Good afternoon or good evening to the both of you, and thank you again for inviting me back onto your platform. I think this is the second time. The first time was just incredible, and hopefully tonight will be more of the same.
Yeah, hopefully tonight we'll have fun. Eddie, walk one.
We're there now. We're still trying to figure out what's going on with the JFF at this point.
Okay, we're still trying to figure out.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're new to this channel, remember when you're coming in, smash that like button. And if you have not yet subscribed to the DTM family, please subscribe, share, and like. Today we have some interesting topic to go into. Yeah, Eddie? Very interesting, you say, right?
Yeah, man, it's going to be a banger tonight, as usual. And we're going to kick it off with the JFF. Normally I will leave it for the middle, but I'm so upset right now. But I'm going to take my time with the JFF. Right now, the JFF is saying that they want 50% capacity for the national stadium for the game against Mexico in January. So for me, it seemed to be all about the money. I know Crystal will definitely agree with me on this one. I don't think their agenda really is to really get the support. I think they're looking at the money aspect. And it's a big ask. You're looking at 50%, that's 15,000. And they struggled to get 4,100 for the last game. Crystal, what are your thoughts on this? Can the JFF get 15,000 fans back in the stadium? 15,000 vaccinated fans?
It's a tall ask. That's a tall ask. I think it all depends on how they go about marketing the ticket, marketing the game, and so on, the whole promotion around the game, and also the pricing of the ticket, because even as somebody who's based overseas, whenever I go back home and I'm trying to do basic stuff such as food shopping, I'm like, this costs an arm and a leg. Now, the average Jamaican, simply put, the average Jamaican cannot afford to go and watch their team play. Simply put, because there's more priorities to deal with, such as paying for travel, the commuting to and from work, and also putting food on your table, especially if you are the breadwinner. So the last thing on your mind is to fork out 7,000 to go and watch your team play, as much as you admire them. Then you have to look at what Eddie said, and absolutely hit the nail on the head there. It just seems that it's all about profit. Obviously, that's just our opinion, but I think the reason why Eddie picked up on that is, like myself, we were both in the all-important press conference leading up to the USA game, where the president ended, and paraphrasing, with the last statement that he ended on in regards to the USA game, he said, hopefully we can make a profit. Maybe that's open to interpretation, but it was a distasteful taste, definitely in my mouth. I can't speak for Eddie, and I can't speak for our fan base as a whole. But to end a press conference when you're going up against our main rivals, you can put USA in the same brackets as Mexico in terms of being our fierce rivals. You should have actually said that. Best of luck to the boys. I believe in you. I know we can get 3 points. But instead, you kind of show your true colors, whether it's unintentional or intentional, by saying, hopefully you can make a profit. So absolutely, you can't disagree with what Eddie has said, because these are words that have come out of the president's mouth. Again, open to interpretation, but you shoot yourself in the foot when you come out and say crazy statements as such.
Yeah, that's true. Tigat, do you think that JFF is kind of pushing it? Wanting 15,000. And remember, before you answer, remember we're not in that position that we were prior to the USA game. We had a better chance at that point. Now we've drawn 2 games, and now we face Mexico. So can they get the crowd out?
Jamaicans like winners. You understand? And if the reggae boys are not winning, they're not gonna get the support. You understand? Jamaicans is bandwagon. You understand? Bandwagon. Yeah, the truck full of a bandwagonists. You understand? We have a whole wagonists. So my Ricketts, if you notice, if reggae boy is not winning, it not gonna get even 200 people at the stadium. You understand? So him really a push. Except the reggae boys was winning, then him could make a statement like that. Hope they make a profit and hope they can get 50% capacity. You understand? Him not gonna get that. They might draw a little support from Michael Antonio. They might draw, so people might want to come see him now, those 2 goals, people are going to come see him, but now I get 50%. Now I go get it.
Yeah, and the Jamaicans, as it stands, are not so eager to be vaccinated. So I think that's another factor that is kind of making it difficult for the JFF. You spoke about Antonio. I think Antonio would be a pulling factor, but the vaccine will definitely be. No, Antonio will be a pulling factor, and the vaccine will be a push factor. Pushing persons away from the games. But all in all, big up Ian in the comment section, and you guys can tell us if you think it's possible for the JFF to get upwards of 15,000 in the stadium. It's going to be very difficult, very, very difficult. And we might have the top players not being able to, or their clubs not being able to send them going forward. So I think if we're expecting big numbers, we will try and get them now. Because the further down you go in the competition, when it becomes less likely, or we're out totally, we would not be able to see certain players.
Definitely.
Crystal?
Mm-hmm.
Ian is saying if Tappa is still there, I am not going to any of the games. Well, speaking of if Tappa is there, the latest on Tappa Whitmore. As it stands, the technical committee made their recommendations, and it's with the president, Mike Ricketts. He's still mulling over that decision, whether to let Tappa go or not. I find it very strange. It's taken this long. It's either yes or no. Thoughts on that, Crystal?
Eddie, to be honest with you, I'm not surprised at all. And the reason why I'm saying I'm not surprised, you could look back some weeks ago where the then head coach for the Reggae Girls, Hubert Busby Jr., came under some serious allegations in relation to allegedly soliciting one of his ex-players for sex at a former club of his. And the JFF pretty much took their precious time to make a statement. I've been on their social media, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't actually see a statement on their social media in regards to him being suspended whilst investigation is underway. I literally had to go through third-party website to get the latest information. So I think that's just the way the JFF operate. They take their baby steps. They do things in their own space. They don't really act with any real urgency. And that's just comes with every decision making, from your player call-ups to scouting a player to, like you said, making an announcement, letting the fans know, is this just a rumor? Will Tappa be relieved of his duty, or will he remain as our manager? You don't really know, really. But in terms of being surprised, I'm not surprised, because that's just the way they are.
Yeah, they're slow 90% of the time. But I can remember assistant coach Jerome Waite. He came out after that Japan game and said a whole lot of stuff. And immediately JFF acted. The committee met and they voted, and he was out. What's the difference with Jerome Waite compared to Tappa? Because they didn't take a week to demote Jerome Waite.
Big difference. Top second. Jerome Waite was assistant coach. Tappa coach. Jerome Waite can be easily replaced by anybody. Tappa, not so. That's a bigger position. You understand? I hear Crystal saying about JFF taking their time, but sometimes you have to do due diligence. You know, you don't want to be rushing ahead and come on. You have to do due diligence. You know, you don't want to rush ahead and then some falls and stuff like that. You have to do your due diligence. And so that concerning to the Reggae Girls quote. And with Tappa now, you still have to do due diligence. You don't find a replacement. You understand? And who is going to take up the job and go up on a promissory note? I would say a promissory note, because JFF can't pay nobody and say, oh, if you qualify the team, you're going to get X amount of money. You understand? And that them have to do. Them have to give some former top management promissory note, because they don't have the money right now. There's no money in the kitty. You understand? Because remember that. Go ahead.
No, sorry, Tigger, carry on.
Yeah, I think one of the time them on this program, it was said that they call a meeting to say if they want to stop the program from going on, since they lose against US, draw against US, if they should stop the campaign, because is it worthwhile? So there and then you see it's gonna take money to do the campaign. It's gonna take money to get a good coach right now to coach Reggae Boys. So let Theodore carry on.
I think, like, rather than it being a matter of due diligence, I think it's just about basic respect, communicating with your fan base. It takes nothing out of their day for them to just put out a simple statement across all social media platforms, just to let the fans know that their voices are being listened to and their voices are heard. Whether or not they've made a concrete decision or not, that can be released at a further date. So they could have simply put out a nicely put statement, close it off by saying additional details to follow or further details to follow. That way there's a little bit of transparency, rather than us sitting here going back and forth, scratching our heads, not knowing what's going on behind the scenes. It almost seems as if they feel that they don't owe us anything, as if we're not important as fans, not as content creators, just as fans. You know, you look at club football, this type of management or lack of management is unacceptable at club football, and most certainly with anywhere in the professional game. So I think I definitely agree with you where you say that, you know, these things, it does take time and you need to make the right call, appropriate call. There's a time and place for everything, but mark of respect, simple respect, communicate better with your fan base and just put out a simple statement.
Yeah, that's okay. Fair enough. But the simple things, JFF don't tend to do the simple things. But I have a question for you guys. There's the technical committee. If their recommendations are not going to be used, why is it that they have the technical committee? What's their point? Really, if you look at it, why the president is not, you know, taking that recommendation? He has a technical committee for a reason. There's a group of guys and they voted that Tappa should leave.
I think it goes back to what Tiga is saying. Perhaps for them, it's a matter of them trying to map out what's the next best step to take. I think maybe I wouldn't like to say maybe because obviously you've got the committee there for a reason for them to feed back necessary advice to yourself, and then from there you make your decision. But I think Tiga has probably covered that already in the sense that their next step is they want to make sure they make the right call, and also they're probably sitting back and judging our reaction from social media, because most certainly 10-15 years ago you couldn't do that. You could call a shot, you could fire a manager, fire a head coach, and you won't really know how the fans would react until the decision is made public. So maybe they're sitting back reading what's going on social media, judging the fans reaction and seeing what's the next best step to take. But obviously with that you would argue that the next best step in terms of how the majority of the fan base feel would be to relieve Tappa of his duties. But maybe they have something else in mind, so you never really know. This is why I say that transparency is so important, because without the transparency you actually intentionally or unintentionally allow your fan base to just create numerous stories and just run with it.
Yeah, true. In terms of some of the pros and cons, I'm going to ask Tigat to give me 3 reasons why we should keep Tappa, and Crystal to give me 3 reasons why Tappa should go. So I'll be starting with Tigat. 3 reasons why Tappa should stay.
All right. 3 reasons. 1, the team started playing together. They haven't lost 3 games or 4 games.
4, yeah.
Let me see. 4 games. They haven't lost 4 games. So obviously something is happening. You understand? Something is happening. So the team started playing together. So that's reason number 1 for me. Keep him and see what's going on. Because it looks like something in the making, you know. The clouds are getting dark and rain is going to come. Showers of blessing. Reason number 1. All right, reason number 2. I don't see nobody out there. Well, there are players out there, but I mean coaches out there. You understand that? I see you would love to coach the team, but the money. I think they should keep Tappa because there is no money to pay a coach. If a coach going to take a promissory note, then yeah, as I said before, but that is reason number 2 for me. You know, keep him because you know nobody to replace him with. Reason number 3, guess what? Most importantly, the players them are backing. And from the players them are backing, then what you gonna do? You're not gonna keep him. Because we see when the thing come out, we see some, we don't know if it was real or false, but we see some people making some tweet, you understand, and making some comments, you understand, you can't fire the man, you understand.
Call name, man. Ravel Morrison. Call name. Ravel Morrison.
Me not call the name. Me not call the name Rasta. You can't make me call the name. But anyway.
Yeah, and he's saying that there are no reasons for Tappa to stay. None at all. According to
all right, Ian. So all right, Ian, you can give your cons. y'all buckle me. I have 3 reasons, Ian. Ian, let me get 3 reasons why
you can get 4. People smash a like button, people, as they enter the chat.
Understand?
And please remember to subscribe to Talawa TV as well. Head over there after this, subscribe to Talawa TV. Big up Coach in the house, Coach's Decks. Another good channel, you can go over there and subscribe as well.
So that is my 3 reasons, right? You know, 1, you understand? He might get the team to play. 2, now the money. 3, the players them are backing. So over to you.
And to add, before Crystal go, to add to the players, you know, backing Tappa. If we all remember, Tappa was the person that when the players had that strike, Tappa was that person to galvanize the players and, you know, let them come back and end the strike and play some football. So I think the players are returning the favor. They're being loyal to Tappa because, you know, Tigat, you remember that? You remember that situation? Man. So the players feel like they have to be loyal to Tappa because he was that person to bridge the gap between the JFF and the players. So just saying. So I think it won't be as easy as the JFF think as it relates to firing Tappa. But Crystal, 3 reasons why Tappa should go.
I'm actually sat here laughing because I agree with what Tiga has said. He's made some sensible suggestions.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I was hoping that I would get the pros.
The
so
pros.
you kind of like, you kind of threw me under the bus there, but
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to see if I can, for the sake of balancing out our conversation. I'm going to try and basically mirror what Tiga has said. So I think three of the reason why you would probably be in favor of Tappa leaving. One of the main reason is you have to think of his legacy, that legendary status that he carries, and what he did during his playing career. At the moment, I think he's somewhat arguably put himself in a position where he is receiving a great amount of disrespect, and you don't want it to get to the point where his legacy is completely tarnished. You see that can happen at club level for club football. I think the latest one that you can probably compare him to is Ollie at Manchester United, with fans being frustrated by him because of this performance and so on, and some fans losing their patience. So he's in a bit of a sticky position in terms of where his legacy is concerned. And secondly, you have to look at the results. And the interesting factor around the results is we unfortunately have not brushed aside the teams that are sitting below us in the league table, teams that we should have given an absolute hammering to. And then when you look at the teams that apparently were going to battle us and completely brush us aside, so you think of Mexico, the United States and Canada, people were hell-bent that, for certain that these teams are going to give us a hammering, and that didn't happen. I think arguably in 2 of those games, maximum points was definitely there for the taking, most notably against Canada and against USA on home soil. So I'm kind of confused because I'm thinking, okay, we're not hammering the teams that we should be hammering, and when we're put in a position where we should take all 3 points, we're not doing that neither. So it's just like, what are we capable of? That's where the frustration lies. And then also you have to look at, I love what Teagat said in terms of the players backing their manager, and absolutely they should. If you was a player, you would do the same, because if you come out and say the wrong things, you probably won't receive another call up. I'm not saying this is the reason why players do it, but it makes perfect sense. And also, who are we to second guess or to question what the players are saying? If the players are saying they are on board with their manager, then they are on board with the manager. I'm not a fly on the wall. I'm not in the changing room. So I have no right to say that actually that's not what they mean. I'm going to take their word for it. But you also, on the flip side, yes, you do have the players who have come out publicly and have backed the manager. But you can clearly see that there's a divide in our fan base. It's evident. There's a clear divide in our fan base. And the importance of the 12th man. And I'm kind of in a position where I think, can we maximize the 12th man if everyone is just at a divide? So I think those are the reasons why some people might say, enough is enough. The legacy is at stake, the results, and the divide in the fan base as well.
I think most persons will agree with Crystal because they're on that side of the fence. But I think Teagat made some valid points as well. We're definitely not helping the situation. We're not helping the JFF come to a decision. Both Crystal and Teagat made some good points. But persons still want Tappa out. The majority of persons, I believe, still want Tappa out. But looking forward in terms of replacements, I don't believe that there isn't anybody and the JFF don't have any money at all. So as it relates to replacements, Teagat, can you name a person that can take over realistically? If Tappa should go.
All right. For the type of players we have to try to get a coach right now in the middle of the campaign that can just go on the go like that. A coach who can get the style of players. Somebody try to find players and stuff like that. And for me, the only coach that come to mind is John Barnes. You understand? I feel like John Barnes, if they get
You're
John
going back
Barnes,
there
John
again?
Barnes can do so. Yeah, he
You're
was doing a
going
good
back there
job, but
again?
he was doing a good job, but JFF never pay him. He was doing a great job. JFF
I
never
don't
pay him.
think it's a pay alone. Because I don't think he lasted 20 games.
Yeah, because JFF never pay him. Them that
No,
own money.
I believe it's the environment as well. We're not going to get certain coach to come in certain environment.
Okay, that is the only coach right now when we say we can get the players and snap it. You understand? You have to get somebody from over the European side. You understand? To come in and do something. For create some start to wear that magic one. You understand? Or if them can locate back Rene, you understand? Getting Rene, but Rene are gonna come with a different philosophy because Rene are gonna go with the youths and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't see a replacement, honestly. You understand? You have to make Tappa stay to look down, and then when the programs to start over back, you're just getting somebody new. Either a young coach or somebody new. Miguel Akoli, somebody. But right now, we're not seeing nobody right now.
Jackson is saying that better coaches than Tappa were fired. And that's true. We have had better coaches, far better coaches. But one thing remained, we didn't get the results, you know. That's the common denominator between those better coaches. And people hate to say this, but Tappa statistically is the best coach Jamaica ever had. Just leaving that so far, just leaving that there.
Yeah.
Crystal, any replacements?
Interesting. Teagut made some interesting points there, particularly his last one where
rainfall to them, man. Rainfall.
Where
it's Thanksgiving, folks. It's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Where he said, just let it run its course. You're with him right now. The time it's going to take for a new manager or a head coach to come into the squad, for them to get the squad clicking and gelling, that could probably take an extended number of games. So I get the sense that he's trying to make. I'm kind of undecided with this one because I'm thinking, is it a wise idea to get a former player? I would be on board with getting a former player, by the way, but I think that we need to kind of detach ourselves from former players just because they have that natural relationship with the federation, right? Because they would have played under said federation. And I'm kind of in a position where I don't want to see the same mistake repeat itself, like you're seeing with Tappa, when you say that, do they treat him the way they treat him? Is he a puppet? What they're doing with Tappa, can they do it with a foreign manager? Would the foreign manager get a greater amount of respect as opposed to an ex-player or a locally based manager or a head coach? So that's the reason why I'm probably against getting a former player. I like the idea and the sentiment behind it, but I don't know. I'm not solely sold that they'll get the full backing that they deserve. I'm kind of feeling that they'll be in a position where they'll be set up to fail. So yeah, it's looking quite bleak, and that's the reason why I'm kind of leaning on what Tiga is saying, because who are you going to bring in at this point that's going to get the full backing from the federation as well? And you can't ignore what Tiga has said, where he said, the players have publicly backed the manager. You can't do that. You're going, like I've said before, it's one thing to read what the players have said, but to read it and then digest it and then come up with something completely different to what they're saying is a complete reach. If the players are saying that they are on board with the current manager, who's to say that they're not going to be upset if you go and replace them with someone else, and then morale will drop? You all know, in a working environment, when morale drops, so does the work rate. So these are a few things that you kind of have to think about. It's a dangerous position to be in, and I don't want to be the one making those decisions. Yep. So best of luck to them.
Definitely.
And I hope that. Go ahead, Tia.
Now I was going to, if you want to get in some comments, but
Yeah, man, go right ahead.
Because we have some interesting comments being typed. Let's go with Barnes. You understand? Bad Gaza. Barnes is the only coach hasn't lost a game in coaching JA although it was just 11 games. Yeah, we know that bad. You know that bad with bad Gaza. Yeah, so to me, it's a good
And
replacement.
we didn't play. I don't think we play any top opposition.
Yeah. And then we say Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson, big up yourself. Big up yourself, Andrew. You're saying some coaches did not at the time as Tappa. Well, that is true because they wasn't getting good result. So if they not get good result, you can fire them. Tappa was getting good result. So you can't look at it that way. Yeah,
and we need to remember this is a second spell for Tappa.
For Tappa, you understand?
Yeah.
So, all right, and then I don't know. Crystal, don't take this personal. Crystal, you're beautiful. Yeah, you're beautiful and very nice.
That's very clear, Ian. Thanks for stating the obvious.
So, I'm not.
Yeah.
Thanks for stating the obvious, Ian.
Sorry, Ian. Sorry.
Yeah, oh my God. So, all right, so
we might have to ban Crystal from the show. Yeah, go ahead, Tiga.
One more. Let me do one more. I was saying, yeah, big up Sports Down the Middle.
Big up Travis.
Travis says we are both hypocrites saying Tappa must stay. You can't say that. Everybody has Travis. Everybody can't have their own opinion, you know. You understand? Everybody has their own opinion.
He's saying Leon Bailey and Ravel are both hypocrites.
Oh, okay, yes, okay, Leon. Yeah. Okay.
Well, okay. I think it's a bit unfair to say that they're hypocrites because what else can they say? Maybe, who knows? Maybe things have changed. Maybe things have changed behind the dressing room. Maybe they've whatever. Yeah, exactly. You never know. You can be on bad terms with someone today and be on better terms with them tomorrow. Who's to say that they don't mean what they say? And also.
Love conquer all, Crystal. Let them know.
Exactly.
Tappa show them a lot of love.
Why?
It's crazy. It's crazy because we're all screaming out. We're all screaming out for unity within the team, and when we see unity, we second guess it. It doesn't really make sense.
Look, I hear what you're saying, Crystal, but I'm just going to play devil's advocate. I think that Ravel wants back his game, so Ravel will say anything at this point.
That's what I'm saying.
For me.
But Ravel never losing game, brother. Ravel never losing game. Ravel just going to travel.
You think?
Yeah, Ravel just going to travel. But anyway, let's unity prevail. Let's love prevail. You understand?
Yeah, man. Big up Travis in the house.
I want to know how Argyle isn't in the team. Argyle is sat here on live stream of us. We should be asking him why he isn't in the team.
Yeah, people, if you think Tiga look like Argyle, drop a yes in the comment section.
Argyle's twin brother.
Look at Tiga properly, people.
Crystal's
he look like Argyle. Drop a yes in the comment section.
No.
And smash the like button.
100% look like Argyle.
So we have named Denver Argyle and Crystal here tonight with us.
Boy. All right, we hear Travis said there's no unity. Travis, why you said there's no unity? You understand? Travis is saying
I don't think we'll have 100. I don't think we'll have 100% unity anytime soon.
Have that. You understand? You're not gonna have that because guess what? They say they one of them called Michael Antonio in come take a 2-man game in get, you know. Right now, our favorite ball, I got up on the bench. I'm going to rub the bench right about now. You understand? Shamar Nichols, I'm going to rub the bench.
No. Oh, boy.
So, this unity, I'm going to go on right about now. You understand? Because Chavez, I'm going to rub the bench hard. You understand? I'm going to make, my boy prone to injure because he might not rub it too hard still.
But we'll see. But some good news coming out for Mike Ricketts. I don't know how good a news it will be for the JFF or Jamaican football, but he's now the vice president for the Caribbean Football Union. Following in the footstep of the great
Captain.
Bakery, Captain Horace Burrell. He was once the vice president as well. Do you think that Ricketts now becoming the vice president will help the JFF and Jamaican football, or it's on? What you guys think?
What does it mean for us?
That's the question, Crystal. What does it mean for us? I think, in terms of plus, I think we might be able to get more games. You know, seeing that he has a new title, maybe can get some, friendly games going forward. But that's just me. I don't know.
With CONCACAF teams?
No, we don't need CONCACAF teams. We don't need friendlies.
Most CONCACAF teams.
But what you guys think? Is it a big plus? Is it a plus for Jamaica and Jamaica football, or is it just a plus for my Ricketts?
Again, it all goes back to transparency. I'm not familiar with that role and what it entails and what it would do for Jamaican football. But no disrespect to Mr. Ricketts, but charity begins at home. I'm in favor of you sorting out your own house, getting your own house in order before you take up other jobs as such. So I don't know what that means for Mr. Ricketts. I don't know if that's a profitable decision, but I'm more concerned about the growth of Jamaican football. And if that doesn't better our growth, then I literally have zero interest in that role. But it would be great. It would be great if he could just focus on his own house and getting his own house in order.
Right.
Right.
That's good. Totally agree, Crystal.
Crystal.
Tiga, do you have any idea what the vice president role is? I think we need to do some research on that. Benefits.
Actually, I don't know. But it don't make sense, you understand? Because the captain, they have a whole lot of contacts. You understand? Him have a whole lot of contacts. They have Jack. Jack will give him a lot of free tickets.
Jack
will give him a lot of free tickets for Caribbean airline and all them things there. So the team could have fly free and we could have a whole place, you understand? And you see when Jack name called up, everybody name called up. My Ricketts have them friends there, My Ricketts have said that really make no sense right about now. You understand? So Crystal said, thing.
Yeah, dance a yard before you go abroad, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And a lot of work needs to be done with the federation.
Exactly.
So we see persons in the comment section. If you know the role of the vice president of the Caribbean Football Union, you can drop it in the comment section. And like the stream, subscribe if you're new around here. Where do we go from here now? Andre Blake, runner up for MLS goalkeeper of the year, and this might come as a surprise for a lot of persons. This has been statistically the best year for Andre Blake. 12 clean sheets. He has never gotten that before. 76 saves, letting in 0.96 goals per game. So he had a career season. However, he lost out to USA #1 Turner, and it was not close. Let me give you guys the votings. The goalkeeper of the year was voted by the current players in MLS, the media, and the teams. The teams, the technical teams. Let me just bring this up in a second, guys. All right, I pretty much know it. So basically, the media gave 45% to Turner and 12 point something to Blake. The players went 45% as well and 9 point something to Blake. And the teams 40% and 9 point something percent to Andre Blake. So it was a landslide.
Wow.
Big blowout. And we all thought that, he would be much closer in the voting, but Turner just took it away from us big time. Do we see a decline in Andre Blake? I know for Jamaica, his distribution has not been the great. Have not been the greatest over the past couple of games. Doesn't look good. I think he's still good in terms of shot stopping, but his kicking out distribution has been horrible. So, Crystal, do we see a decline? Point to note that he had won this competition 2 years, 2 times now in the past few years, and blown away by Turner this time around.
No, I think it's just a matter of knowing that the fact of the matter is that every player and every goalkeeper go through their rough patches, like you've seen with world class keepers like David De Gea. But how many? I'm not a Manchester United fan, but I can remember David De Gea saving Manchester United almost 6+ seasons on the trot. Now that's not easy. That's when Manchester United weren't looking like their usual selves. In regards to Andre Blake, if I'm not mistaken, I believe on towards the latter stage of last season, he picked up an injury, didn't he? And it usually takes a while for you to recover from your injury, find form, find rhythm. There's been a lot of stop and start because of the current COVID pandemic. So I think that's probably factored into his distribution. What we see as the exceptional or the outstanding Andre Blake. So I think it's just a matter of him going through a bit of a rough patch, and you can see that with some of the world's best players. But in terms of the landslide, that voting is just ridiculous. But what do you expect? It's on their home soil. It's Americans voting for Americans. So we shouldn't expect anything better. If they are brave enough, perhaps next season they should put that to the public, put that on Twitter, and let's see who the real winner will be. And I can guarantee you it's not going to be a 12% Andre Blake. The voting poll will be a little bit more respectful. I should say largely more respectful, because it's just ridiculous. How do you give a keeper like Andre Blake, despite the form, only 12%? Like, are you kidding me? You go and you ask Philly fans and they'll tell you he's the brick between the sticks. He's called the brick between the sticks for a reason. They've even gone as far as to give him his own hashtag, Saved by Dre. So, to give him 12%, that's just ridiculous. But he doesn't bleed American colors, so we shouldn't be surprised. And furthermore, our keeper doesn't need an award for him to know that or believe that he is the best. He's one of the best, period. So they can go ahead and keep their award. It's not needed.
And for persons asking about the stats, we need to remember, I do have the stats now with me. I only had Blake. But we need to remember this is not a objective vote. It's very subjective by the media, the players, as well as the different teams. So I don't think they considered statistics when they made this voting. And we must remember that Turner won the Gold Cup. And he started off well in the World Cup qualification. So that might have contributed, although it should not have contributed to the MLS Goalkeeper of the Year. I think, bias going to come in play at some point. And I think they want to push Turner for US #1. That's what I think. But Tiga, what you think about the landslide? Blake was nowhere near Turner in the votings.
Well, as what Crystal said, lovely Crystal said, American voting for Americans. It's just that, American voting for Americans. You read the stats, how many clean sheet Blake have, and stuff like that. Even when Philly look down on it and say their own goalkeeper versus their own American, who should I vote for? American voting for American. Simple bias. 12%. The 12% maybe are some Jamaicans.
Big up Cranky.
Living in the union, they just vote. So it's just that. Look at the media. When you look at the media percentage, come on, man. That alone should show that is all biased. When the media doing 45 for 12, that makes no sense.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And
that
I
makes no
wonder
sense. The media.
if they're actually watching Andre Blake. I do have a problem with the others getting 9 and 8%. I don't have a problem with the other goalkeepers.
Yeah, of course they're watching, but the American voting
the gap
for
is
Americans.
ridiculous.
Understand? Yeah, American voting for Americans.
Absolutely.
Understand? They see the stats and everything is staring them in the face, but yeah, One is from Jamaica and one is from America. That is a big factor because when they put up Andre name, they don't put the Philadelphia Union flag beside it. They put up the Jamaica flag beside it. You understand? The green, the black, and the yellow. You understand? That's what they put up when they put up Andre name. So that them say. When they put up the other guy name is the American flag. So even Stevie Wonder then go to the voting thing and say, "Oh, America," and vote. So that's clear bias. Clear bias to me.
So people in the comment section, let me know if you agree with that voting. Is turnout that far ahead of Andre Blake, Jamaican captain? What say you guys? Because for me, no. PUBG is saying Blake saved everything team club. Yeah, I think he performs much better for club than for Jamaica.
Nice.
You're reading out that comment from Ian?
Yeah, Ian. Yes, Ian giving out this. Nice. That's a nice team. Ian, this is what a Santa make a wish.
It's a wish list. Team. This is a Christmas wish list. Ian?
Yeah, it's a wish list.
I'm seeing Greenwood, Gold Gate.
Yeah, you understand? Damari Gray and all these people.
Damari Gray.
You understand?
Wow.
Gold Gate and yeah.
This is a Christmas 11.
Wish list. Yeah. All right. Don't worry. I'm gonna take a Snapchat and send it to the North Pole for you. Yeah, Campbell. Don't worry yourself. Make sure Santa get it.
All right.
Guys, it's almost 3 over here in the morning. But before I go, just want to say a massive shout out to all the guys in the comment section, particularly the guys over at Coach's Desk, Mr. Coach's Desk himself, and also Mr. Devin Porter as well. I hope that they're all having a lovely afternoon. As for the rest of the subscribers and the guys in the comment section, I hope you're all having a lovely afternoon. And Mr. Orgil and my Guna, Eddie Guna, I hope I can bring you guys on my platform at some point as well.
Yeah, man.
Okay, nice.
Say the word.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be there.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Crystal from Talawa TV once again.
My
for
pleasure.
Joining us.
My pleasure.
Top YouTuber, you guys go over there and subscribe if you don't know her. Go over there and get to know her. She talks anything, reggae boys, reggae girls, Jamaican football, all that good stuff.
Thank you. Diva, enjoy the rest of your what do you guys call it over there? Thanksgiving, right? Or Gil, enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving, and it was a pleasure sharing the same platform as you. And my Guna, Eddie as well. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you too.
Thank you, guys.
Get some sleep.
I will. I'm knackered. I will. Take care, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So, people, the board is open if you want to jump on the panel. The link will be in the description or the comment section. What you got?
Yeah.
Taxi versus Greg Leigh. Taxi came off in the US game. Greg Leigh played the second half. A lot of persons want to see Greg Leigh in the team permanently. What say you? Should we all of a sudden get rid of Taxi?
No, is it for me? Taxi not playing that wonderful. He's not having that wonderful game. I think Taxi, the best game for me, the best season for me when I see Taxi in the Jamaican color is when him playing that Gold Cup. Him scored a goal and him said for, I don't know if it was his grandfather that died or somebody, but somebody died and he was dedicating the goal to that person in the semi-final, put us in the final, when him scored that goal. Yeah, that season was the best for me, for Taxi. Other than that, Taxi been going down. He changed club. One time him changed club, and I don't know if that caused the decline, but Taxi to me, look like him run out of 87. You understand? Yeah, look like him run out of gas to me, Yeah, and him run out of some 90 or something. But Greg Leigh, superstar.
Yep.
Right about
Big up,
now.
big up,
You
Chris.
understand? Superstar.
But for me,
should be in the team.
no
He
man,
should be
no man.
starting.
Yeah, you see the thing with persons as we join Chris to the panel.
Let's join Chris.
You see, welcome, Chris.
Yeah,
But
man,
for me,
Pick up yourself, Chris.
we're on the topic taxi versus Craigly. For me, I think persons are too quick to jump to other players. I remember one time persons wanted to say Amari Bell be the permanent left back, and you guys can just go back to the summer, and persons were clamoring for Amari Bell.
Yeah.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Amari Bell came in, got his chance, got his opportunity, and he didn't do so well in a couple of games, and persons wanted Taxi back in the team. We've seen Taxi this time. I think Taxi have been playing well in the World Cup qualifications. Persons forget that I think Taxi has 2 assists now. Remember, he assisted that Shamar goal against, I believe that was against Costa Rica, out wide when Maggie played it out wide to Taxi. Taxi put in the cross. So 1 assist there and 1 assist for the Antonio. Even though it was a solo goal, it was from a Taxi clearance. Or was it the USA? But one of those Antonio goals was a Taxi assist. So if
it was the match against I think it was a match against El Salvador.
El Salvador, right. So 2 assists. So we persons, we have to be careful when we say when we want some of our core players, so to speak, to be replaced. I can agree that Greg Leigh came on and had a wonderful game against US in the second half. Hands down, give him credit for that. But I think we probably need to wait a bit. Taxi in an interview said that, after this qualification or campaign, that might be it for him internationally, hanging up his boots. So I think the opportunity will be there, the chance will be there for Greg Leigh and others going forward. But for now, for me, Taxi is still the number 1 left back. What say you, Chris?
Yeah, definitely. I think Euphoria has been our problem. I think that because he had such a fantastic game against the United States, I think that Greg Leigh, persons think that Greg Leigh should take over from Taxi. I think that, as you said before, Taxi said that after this World Cup qualifiers, he's more than likely going to hang up his boots in terms of his international career. Now, Taxi is 29 years old, right? When he goes to the World Cup, if he goes to the World Cup with Jamaica, he'll be 30.
Big
If. Now, Greg Leigh is 27, right? Greg Leigh is 27. So you have 2 more years or 2 extra years for Greg. Now, personally, Eddie, I don't think Greg Leigh should be playing for Morecambe. That's a disservice to him in League One. He should be at least playing in the championship. That's what I think. Greg Leigh is that good. And he showed how good he was against the United States. I think that in terms of, because he has been so worked, not just in the Reggae Boys setup, but club football. He was working day in, day out for Red Bulls. Remember, he was a stalwart for Red Bulls, He was a stalwart. That man
Legend.
Was one of the persons that whenever they're writing their starting 11, he was the first person on the list. Remember, this is a guy that has made MLS Team of the Year for consecutive years at a time. This man was an all-star for MLS. Yeah. And I think that we tend to forget how good Taximan Lawrence is. And I think because Greg Leigh had a very good game, an excellent game against USA, I think we forget that Taxi has been, or basically our soldier for so many years. So I think that after this campaign, maybe if if it so happens that Taxi continues to not play at the level that we're used to, and Greg Leigh continues to come in and play well, I think that you can give Taxi some rest a little bit, because remember, he's also the starting left back for Toronto. Even when Toronto goes for 3 at the back, which sometimes they do in MLS, he's that left wing back for them. So I think that he has been overworked, in my opinion, in MLS. I think that the only time he had some time off was when he went to the Belgian Pro League and played for Anderlecht, and he came back. I just think that I understand why people have some euphoric feeling for Greg Leigh, but I don't think we should quick to jump the gun for replacing him with Greg Leigh, Taximan Lawrence. So I give him a couple more matches. But if he's not playing at the level we're used to, I think that maybe you should usher Greg Leigh into that starting left back role, because he's capable of doing so.
Yeah. Toki is saying that Taxi is not playing good, making too much unforced errors, especially bad passes. Yeah, at times, but if we can count on a hand how many Reggae Boys players that are actually playing well.
That are passing accurate.
Right. Or even, holding on to the ball. And for a man that is not playing well to get 2 assists, we have to just take it again, and not a lot of players out there, being excellent.
Right.
So
yeah,
Ian is asking how good is Taxi Lawrence.
How good Taxi Lawrence was.
It was, actually.
Yeah. And Dwight Spence just commented and mentioning Taxi is probably fatigued from club and country travel. This man has been playing for Toronto day in, day out for them.
That's true.
And he has been the starting left back for Toronto, the starting left back for the Reggae Boys. I mean, this is not the Taximan Lawrence at the height of his career when he was at New York Red Bulls. At that time, he was about 25, 26. And I think that we just don't realize that he has been that starting left back for us for so many years. And he has gone into that role, grown into that role, taken that role over. And even at 29, when we're still a cuss, he's still starting at left back and already has 2 assists in the World Cup qualifiers. So even with his bad and accurate passes, which people cuss about, right? Even with those passes, he's still able to provide a pass enough for 2 players to score, which is Shamar Nicholson and Mikel Antonio. So, like I said, maybe you want to rest him for a few games, still have him there, but rest him for a few games, give Greg Leigh some time to gel into the squad and see where it goes from there. But I wouldn't just put Taximan Lawrence to the side just like that. Because he said it, after this World Cup qualifiers, he's more than likely done with international football. And can you really go against that, what he's been able to do for us? I mean, this is a man that has scored a free kick against Mexico in the Gold Cup that sent us to the finals against the United States. So we need to understand that this man has been a soldier for us for many years at that left back role. I wouldn't just toss him aside, but I would also try to gel Greg Leigh into the squad to see what he does with the current squad that is presented to us.
So Tigat, I hope that will change your mind. You still want to park Taxi?
No,
based on the stuff, based on the things that we just said.
Yeah, based on listening to what Chris is saying, that this is what the problem the football is facing right now. You understand? We see players who are out of form, players who are injured, players who are not playing well. We're still having them in the side and having this hope that cause them play good in a one season, that them play good, that is hope that it's going to happen. Meanwhile, we have other players who are clicking, other players who are fine, who are ready to go. You understand? Having them sitting them having done weight. Let's give out some
but
names.
Teagat,
All right.
is still hoping. If you play a great Leigh, you're still hoping that he will do well. You see him hoping.
but Greg Leigh played
Hope
good.
Road,
No, but Greg Leigh played good. He
Hope
played
Gardens
good.
are the same hope.
No, he played good. We said it. He played good in the US game. We just said it a while ago. So it's not a hope. You understand? It's not a hope. Greg Leigh played good. Let's go back
but
again.
at the end of the day,
Let's go back again. They say they didn't want Mikel. Chris, come on the program. Say they never want Mikel to start. And no.
what
say you?
Is
Chris,
that true?
What say you now? What say you now? Chris said they never want Mikel to start. But what say you now? This man scored some 2 prolific goals. Right now, Shamar about to rub the bench.
And one of them he did not start. So what? Yeah? I understand what you're trying to say. Nothing is wrong with that. I predicted
that's what I said. This is my point.
I predicted my starting 11, right?
Right.
And yes, I did say it. I'm not going to backtrack. This is I'm not somebody that just started in sports journalism. I did say that Mikel Antonio would not have started. He did start and he scored. Fair play to him. I'm not going
this is my point. If you have players who are ready, on fire, ready to go, why you have them on the bench? We have a next player now where people are killed, say him not good and him not tackle, and it's the only ball angler we having at the team. And that's Maggie. And Maggie not get no game. Till him get kicked off on the side.
Yeah, but Maggie, Tiga, that's a different case. You know why? I kind of understand why. No, hear me out. The reason why I understand where Tyree McGee is concerned, if you're going to say, for instance, we do it and we qualify for the World Cup. When Tyree McGee go to the World Cup and play some of them money in the midfield, them not even have to tackle him hard, you know. Them just have to basically touch him with them pinky and the man drop to the ground. Tyree McGee is not strong enough to play in that middle of the park. Not saying that he isn't good enough. He's a very good player. I have done commentary on Tyree McGee playing in schoolboy football. I know how good he is. He's a preferred left-footed player that is ambidextrous, can shoot with both feet, can create with both feet, but this brother is very good in the middle of the park. I just need him to build more strength. Because if you're going to play in the middle of the park, you cannot be weak. Because them are going to basically take for your ball easy. Especially, suppose the Monday in one group Tiga with Germany. Can you imagine how this goes, how they're basically going to manhandle him in the middle of the park? Manhandle him? There's no way you can be in the middle of the park and not have strength. Tyree McGee is great. Tyree McGee is good, but Tyree McGee he needs to build more strength. If he does that, I don't have any problem starting him. I don't have any problem. And Ian saying I'm fighting out the UK players. Please,
Ian, why you do it? Why you do that, Ian?
Please to know that there are a couple of players in the starting 11 that I did say, and Tiga can attest to it, that are UK-based players. I did say Ravel Morrison should start. I did say Liam Moore should start as well. And if you're not heard, those are persons from the United Kingdom. And also Kemar Roof, might I add as well. I did say should be in the starting 11. But of course, he was injured and had to go back to Scotland. So I'm not saying that. My problem is the exact thing I've been saying, Tigat, for the past how much years now. Tappa Whitmore is not starting his strongest side. Tappa Whitmore is chopping and changing the side. And when you're chopping and changing the side, it does not enable the side to have chemistry. So this week you play Greg Leigh, next week you play Taxi. This week you play Alva Spoil, next week you play Javane Brown. This week you play Daniel Johnson, next week you play Devon Speedy Williams. You can't do that. You have to have a set 11. And this is the reason why Mukos every day about Tappa. Berhalter has had players playing in Europe because he has Sargent that plays for Wolfsburg, McKennie that plays for Juventus, he has Christian Pulisic that plays for Chelsea, and they come and they still play. Right now, USA is top 3 in CONCACAF. Why? These players don't chop and change. These coaches don't chop and change. And that is the reason why they're frustrated chemistry-wise. And we will not go further unless you have a set 11 that listen. May I start this person? May I start this person? From the goalkeeper to the forward. And that is our main problem.
All right.
Yeah,
That
so
is,
it's quite clear. Tappa don't know his 11. That's quite clear.
I don't believe he knows his 11, Eddie.
That's clear. Go ahead, Tiga.
All right. To be fair, Jamaica don't know the 11 either. Not only Tappa don't know it.
Nobody
JFF
don't
know the 11. Nobody don't know the 11. You understand? Nobody don't know the 11. Just to be fair, nobody don't know it, because guess what? We keep adding on to the pool of players. We say it was who give out the 11? It was Anjo who give out the 11? Somebody give out the 11, the wish list.
The Christmas 11. Ian.
Yeah, the Christmas 11. Ian, you understand? Suppose we get that now. Suppose we get these players. Trouble again. You understand? And these players are on current form. You understand? Current form. You see, right now we have to deal with that band-aid. You see, the bigger the band-aid we get, you understand, we have to just strive to spread it over the cut. You understand? Try to spread it over the womb. Because right now, we just need some players who can just go in at the football and just kick some ball. Yeah. Because right now, chemists now go do it. Because if you look at the two goals, I just keep referring to that. If you look at the goal that Mikel Antonio scored, it's not a 1-2 play and Jamaica kick it down the forward and make a triangle pass and score. No,
it was out of nowhere.
It's goal out of nothing. That's what we need now. That's what Jamaica need now. That is a big band-aid.
Yeah, but
until we can get a proper coach, to set up a team, we'll have 8 players from 20, you understand? 8 players, 20, 21, 22, and grow them for the next World Cup.
Yeah,
but for now, I understand everybody, but for now, it's a big band-aid we need. If we can get the wish list, that would be good.
It's a blessing and a curse, man, because you only have this big pool, this 10 feet pool, we are going to drown. You know what I mean? Sometimes we better have that little 4-foot pool. We can manage ourselves, we can set a team. But I think the pool too big at times. So you're always going to look
very big.
over the other side. You're always going to look over England and say, all right, we're going over London, we're going over there. And I think that's one of our major problems. Not saying I have anything against the UK players, but if you're going to bring them in early. Early.
Yeah, we have to get them like 2 years before the
World
World Cup.
Bring them now for the next campaign. Bring all of them now.
Yeah,
and
2 years.
We don't necessarily need all of them, you know. That's the point that I also want to make. We don't necessarily need all of them. And one of the things that I always talk about when it comes to that is the hierarchy. There's a problem there. Because if we know, because remember, you know, if I am the hierarchy, you know, gents, and I realize that there's a player there, so that is not able to make the England squad, I am going to go after that player. All right, there's a player there, so that is not going to make the England squad, I am going to go after that player. There's nothing. I keep on saying it, and I continuously say it. There's a scout from Jamaica, you know. This man is not born in England. This man was not raised in England. This man was born and raised here. That man is a scout for Manchester United. Why aren't we using these type of persons to scout the players that we have? This man is in UK. Man is in UK, you know. We really don't understand that there is a scout that is a scout from Manchester United that is a Jamaican born and raised that we're not using. And it comes down to the execs that we need to hold them accountable as well. We cost the coach, and I completely agree. Tappa Whitmore does not know his starting 11. His proper starting 11 he does not know. But also the hierarchy needs to be active in getting us where we need to be. When we qualified for the World Cup in 98 and the technical director, Rene Simoe, said we needed to get more international games, we needed to get more friendly so we can prepare the gentlemen. What do you think Captain Horsburgh do? Sit down and cross him foot them and just watch how Simoe's go to where? No, the man get the friendlies them, and we were prepared. And guess what? We qualified for the World Cup. We need to hold these execs accountable, and we are so blinded cussing Tappa Whitmore, which, yes, he should be blamed, but the execs need to get the same amount, if not more, cussing than the coach, because they should be the ones that are doing all of this. The coach is supposed to do that. The only thing the coach is supposed to do is tell him who he wants to get from which region, and that is the only thing the coach needs to do, apart from managing these players. Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Tappa doing this, that, searching for this person, searching for that. Tappa is not the technical director. Tappa is the manager, the head coach. What is he? Why should he be doing all of that? This is the things that I'm talking. I constantly tell people that the JFF need to do. Them have to pull up them stats. This is foolishness. This is mediocrity. Yeah. Captain Horsburgh must have turned in him grave right now, James. Must be. Because if you see the foolishness where them execs doing, he won't blow a lid based on what they're doing. There's no work being done on the ground. None.
All right, let me say, Chris, let me say something. All right, but I respect your point, and I really, really take your point. But when Rene was the coach, right?
Technical
director. Thank you. A lot of football was played. And most of the players were based in Jamaica. You understand? 90% or 85% of the players were based in Jamaica. So Simone could have worked. That is, I call him Simone. Rene could have worked with them, you understand, on an everyday basis. He could have carried them at the camp, and him could have tactical and whatever. And when the Englishman then come in, when the Burton, the Fitzroy, the Parlall coming in, him could have just drop them in the system. Right now, there's no football played. You understand? No football now played. Tappa can't call up 11 man from the local league to come play football because no football now played. There's no football. There's no players him can really call up now. So Tappa have to look on the season never play in the EPL, the MLS, the USL. You understand? And call them on that basis. So right there again, the program really get a lick. You understand? Because him can't do that. You understand? Him can't do that. So we have to look on that.
T-Gat.
We have to look on that aspect of it.
The reason why I think that it is foolishness. What year did Mike Ricketts become president of the JFF? He became president 4 years ago. This is not something that he just came and took up the position. This is 4 years ago, 3 years before the pandemic happened in 2020, when the pandemic hit us. 3 years before that, this man became the president of the Jamaica Football Federation. He has been, what has he done since becoming president that makes you think that Jamaica's football is going forward? What has he done?
All right, hold on now. But remember, the JFF gives Tappa everything.
Yeah, me just like I said that, But that's like JFF, in the latter months.
Yeah, the JFF give, and remember, say Tappa is as the sole discretion of a player who plays for Jamaica. Zane, and the JFF give Tappa him give him the right to do anything he want to do. So if Tappa say him want John, him get John. If he want Joe, him get Joe. So we now go as far as blaming the JFF. You understand? We can't go as far as blaming the JFF because the JFF get top of
and
everything.
I come into that question, you know. But I think you're asking.
Yeah, we can't. With Chris, we can't blame the JFF because
no, but I'm asking.
Come out and say.
But Tigat, I'm asking you a question. When did Tappa Whitmore start get the players that he was getting, or get what he wanted?
When him
like
start
last
lose.
week. Like last week.
Yeah, when him start lose. Like when him
Thank
start
you.
lose. But remember.
No, but
for the majority,
I'm trying to make.
For the majority of his tenure, he wasn't doing anything.
His tenure, he has been getting nothing.
That's the point Chris is making.
The man not getting anything that he's asked for. He has got nothing. Nothing that he has asked for.
Want to welcome Travis.
No World Cup qualifiers when the man got 7 points from 8 games. And now them a game 1 want. That don't you think that is unfair?
No man, but he might get him thing them from the Saudi Arabia games. From Saudi Arabia games, I might get it.
But that is 4 years too late. He got this man, Michael Ricketts, became the president
Japan
in 2017. This is
2021.
Why are we going
and where were the friendly games? Where were the friendly games prior to that? How much friendly games you played?
Thank you.
That's the next thing.
2017, unless a Gold Cup, we're not playing any friendlies. Look how much friendly Portugal, Germany, Spain, and all them places they get. And it's not that we're not capable of getting those games.
Hold on.
Where Jamaica was out of his depth, he got, and we got a friendly against France. Yes, we get battered, but we were able to get a friendly against France. We are not seeing that level of activity, that level of proactivity from the JFF.
Tigat, read that comment, Tigat.
It's not happening.
So, Travis, let me hear from Travis a bit on this matter.
Travis, big up yourself. Big up
Tegan, big up Guna, big up Chris.
Big up
Travis. All right. Chris, do you know that from Captain Burrell was in JFF when he was alive? He set up a thing that, say technical director all respond for the junior teams to the under 23. Did you know that?
What is that?
The technical director only have responsibility for the teams from junior team to the under 23. He now no responsibility for the senior team. Captain put that in place. You didn't know that?
So what was Rene Simoes doing as a technical director?
We're not talking about Rene Simoes, my boss. We're talking about Don
Rene Simoes was under Captain Horace Burrell's
rule
as the technical director. So I'm asking you, what was Rene Simoes doing with the senior team if he had no responsibility for the senior team?
All right. In a Rene Simoes time, 98, every player was in Jamaica, homegrown. So 24 years, no. So that's a different thing. Some of all our players are in disposal.
You still have not answered my question. If the technical director is responsible for the under 23, and you said that Captain Horace
man, listen up.
That, you said that Captain Horace Burrell implemented that, and I'm not knocking you. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're incorrect. But I'm asking you. You know that Rene Simoes was the technical director under Captain Horace Burrell, right or I'm wrong?
Yeah, right.
Why was he involved with the senior team if that is what Captain Horace Burrell implemented for the technical director? And if so, who is the technical director now?
Mr. Donson is the technical director now.
All right, Travis, and Chris. Rules have changed after Simone is left.
Exactly. Simone is responsible for everything.
Yeah.
At this present time, Tappa is the only man who is responsible for the senior team. And furthermore, Tappa don't want to take no talk from none of them. The man them giving the team, the technical committee, giving the team, Tappa pick who he want to pick. That's the reason why Jerome Wade left, because Tappa don't want to take no talk from nobody. I think you know all.
But Travis, at any point in time, did I say that Tappa deserves to still be in the squad?
No, we're not saying that. We're not saying that.
I said that Tappa does not know his starting 11, and I understand why people are upset at him. But we cannot have Tappa as the only subject of cussing. The JFF
No, man. Chris.
needs to be criticized as well. That is
Chris,
what
agreed, but here what Chris. Chris, the buck stop with the coach. Whether you
Hold
like
on
it
there.
or not.
right. No,
This is a nice segue. This is a nice. Hold on, gents.
Stop you.
This is a nice segue into the topic. Who do we blame if we don't qualify? It's like how we give Anino blame. So let me get the names. Who do we blame if we don't qualify?
For me, the JFF will get blamed because they're responsible for the football. But at the end of the day, just like Manchester United, we get better now because I coach and they fire the coach.
Brother,
Then I top the hierarchy of Man U.
The fact that the Manchester United actually have banners over their stadium saying that the Glazers need to leave the squad.
Yeah, we know all of that, Chris. We know all of that. We know all of that.
Hold on. Ed Woodward, who is also the technical director of football at that squad, is leaving because of the pressure he got from the fans. The execs of the Jamaica Football Federation needs to be held accountable as well. We cannot be cussing the coach alone because the coach is not the one only responsible for Jamaica's football. Why were we cussing them and saying that Tappa do this? Yes, I understand saying needs to be blamed, but why are we not talking about the execs? We love cuss the coach too much, brother. We love to cuss the coach too much. The execs need to be criticized as well.
Chris, the exec pick the team, sir.
Yeah, people go over and subscribe to
Not at all, Chris.
Sports Guy.
Travis.
Chris, the exec not pick the team, man.
Eddie, can you explain this, man? Can you
No, Chris, Chris, whether you like it or not,
Travis,
the Ricketts,
they
they won't get blamed, yes. But the buck stop with the coach. The buck stop with the coach, brother.
You're not listening. Listen, Travis.
I said that I understand why people criticize Tappa Whitmore, but we are blaming Tappa too much and not putting pressure on the execs of the JFF. That's all I'm saying, Me never said that Tappa shouldn't get the blame. Brother, me literally say that Tappa don't know him starting 11. And I literally said as well that Tappa cannot be chopping and changing the side. What I am saying is that the execs are not getting as much pressure as Tappa Whitmore just because we are 7 points from 8 games. That is the reason why. I am not saying that Tappa should not be blamed. You're missing my point. Yeah. I am saying that the execs need to be blamed and we're not putting enough pressure on the execs.
I agree. There's somewhat... We're not here, and that's why we started the program by putting some pressure on the JFF in terms of the coaching.
But the way the system set up with the JFF, there's no. First of all, the JFF can't remove now because the president have the next couple of years.
Yeah, we have to.
So that's all time. Yeah. So they're not going to resign. So at where we are saying now, in terms of playing on the field, the coach have to take the blame. You can't have a team like Whitmore over 9 years in total, not 2 stints. About 9 years you have the team, and Whitmore don't know he's starting 11, Chris. Yeah, Come on, man.
Travis, you're still cussing me like Semina said that.
No, man, I'm not cuss you for that, but hear me say, Chris, at the end of the day, coach have to take responsibility.
I think Travis, I put more blame on the coach.
Maybe I give it more some credence in the kind of go on well.
But I think it is unfair that the coach just
can't be unfair.
Get the players them when want or the teams them when want. And everybody cuss him because him not do it. No. That is
so Chris,
what everybody are cussing about,
Chris, how you take a 38-year-old man? We play 3 games in club team.
We just
have him start over.
Oh my gosh,
Trevor. My Lord.
Travis, I feel the vibes, man.
No, we don't need no vibes, brother. I want to go. Alves were injured. You have Alves were injured. Still a player.
I think you get my point, man. So me just go.
No, man, me get exactly where I say. But executive. But the Whitmore have to get all I blame by my coach.
He cannot get all the blame. He cannot get all the blame.
He cannot get all
the blame.
One to the players.
No way
we never mentioned the players yet.
All the blame on the coach. No.
The federation.
All right, gentlemen.
That don't make no sense.
Gentlemen. We have a special guest. We have a special guest are coming right about now. Gentlemen.
Who do we have?
I want to welcome on our program, Mr. Rudolph Speid.
Who do we have?
Mr. Speid, welcome on.
Could you mute the background?
Good night.
Could you mute the stream?
Mute the stream.
I don't have it. Is your sim? Oh, take off your. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, we're muting mic till him get that sorted out.
We're glad we have Speid on the program, man. I have some questions to ask him.
Alright.
Yes, Steve, we're glad to have him.
Him too far.
Alright, Chris.
Yeah.
Hold on, Chris. This is my point to you, right? How can the JFF, Zane, fire a coach or fire Tappa for non-performance if the coach a pick the team? Who a pick the team? The coach a pick the team or JFF a pick the team? The coach a pick the team. So
That's not an easy answer, no.
That's not an easy
That's not easy answer. Because we've heard in the past he's not Tappa pick the team. Remember, we hear that, you know.
Remember,
the
Panama game is a perfect example.
No, hold on. We're not talking about we're not going so far, Chris.
Jerome, we come out and say.
Chris,
we're not going so far.
Chris, Tappa pick the team to set up a man, them, man. Like Panama game.
Hold on, man. We go
Tappa deliberately do that.
Zane, hold on. We go Saudi Arabia. Zane, Saudi Arabia game. Zane, the Tappa get what he want for the Japan game, World Cup game, US
and
game.
what was that?
Tappa get
that?
everything. That was all before the World Cup started.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a question, right? Why after 4 years in charge, Tappa just get what he want?
Hey, Chris, not about that, Chris. No, Chris. No, Chris.
No,
after 4 years.
Travis, how long has Mike Ricketts been the president?
From about 2017. 2017.
Speid is back.
Okay. I'm not saying anything else.
Mr. Speid needs to start out in background.
Start out the background, Mr. Speid. Just put the stream on live on mute. If you watch it on
the YouTube video,
One to my background.
We're getting a feedback.
No,
but I'm not doing anything else.
You have the YouTube video playing?
Oh.
Mute it.
Mute that.
Mute
that.
All right, here you go.
Here you go.
So, who opened the board to anybody want to ask the technical director any question? But for,
Mr. Speid, give us
I have a question. I have a question right off the bat, sir.
It's up again, you know. It's still giving the feedback.
Somebody still, yeah.
It's me?
I have a question.
Yeah, man, the YouTube video. Just mute it.
Hold on.
Somebody still, yeah.
It's me. I'm good now?
Yeah.
We're here now.
Yeah, man.
So, who want to go first? Questions for Mr. Speid?
No, Mr. Speid, where did Tappa receive everything he have, and when did he get everything?
Well, look here. We're not as people think we are. We asked him for a plan like about 2 years out, and he gave us a plan of like the games that he would like to have practice games. That plan, when we got it from him, it included the Gold Cup, all of those build-ups coming to the World Cup qualifier. We did cost it out, as you know, it costs money, and that was one of the reasons why we decided we were going to make sure the players sign a contract, because again, those contractual terms had to be sorted out before the World Cup qualifier and the Gold Cup. And we tried to stick to the plan as best as possible. He made a list of all the things that he needed in that plan. We set up games in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia was 2 games. We set up those 2. We set up a game against the US, 3 against Japan, 1 fell through. And then we came to the Gold Cup, 10 days training camp before the Gold Cup, and we're there like another 3 weeks. We played about 5 or 6 games. So we thought that was enough games leading up to the World Cup qualifier. Now it is up to the coach to gel the team between all those games, because remember, the COVID virus dealt us a blow where we didn't play for about 8 months. So We did the best we can from a management point of view, and then left it up to him to gel the team and with those amount of matches. Remember also, he has been the coach since 2016. So everybody know where the ultimate prize is. It's what they call like cycles in football. You get a 4-year cycle, you start build a team from scratch and build it up to peak at that particular point. So to say that the JFF should peak the team, I don't understand that. It's not that we chop and change the coach. We are the coach from the jump goal, from the last cycle. So as it relates to the equipment, I mean, by now we're first world, right? And every coach should get that. So let me not say is anything special we have done. We should be first world. We have drones, we have equipment to massage your legs with, when you finish playing. We have 360 cameras when you're training. We can assess everything. We have Instat program. We can look at the last 20 games that every player in the world play. I mean, we have, it's a private jet we fly on nowadays. We don't fly on commercial flight, it's private jet we take, go every match. I mean, people in 4-star hotel.
Yes.
AC.
And I say we not have money.
What?
AC.
AC hotel and all of that.
Yeah, that's where we stay. Yeah, so don't. We put out all stuff to make sure that everybody's comfortable. And then we did something that is unique. Not even Captain Burrell did it. We were able to tie down 60 players with contracts. So you notice nobody's fighting about money these days. We have contract with them until the end of 2023 with all the players. That was an admin. That was admin to make sure that the players were available. But as to pick the team, we did never interfered. We gave him like 70 players and said, go ahead, pick anybody you want to pick from this. And if you see anybody else, just tell us who they are and we go and get them to sign a contract and them eligible.
Hear that, Chris?
So
Chris,
that is what we have done.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. On that note, you spoke about Tappa getting everything that he wants.
Yeah, not at the same time, but progress.
Not at the same time, yeah. But, after X amount of games we're stuck on 7 points, you guys made a recommendation. I just want to know what is taking so long. We have yet to heard, something more official coming out of the JFF. Earlier out, President Ricketts said that Tappa job was safe, but it's been days or weeks now. What is taking so long? Is it that you guys are looking at replacement? Can you speak on that?
Yeah, well, yes, of course. If you know me, I will never shy away from a question.
No, man, it's a Speid, real man.
So what happened is that every single time the team tours, let me clear up a point. Since Rennie Simoes, we have no more technical director. There's always a head coach. The technical director, if you remember, was Vin Blaine. Then it comes,
exactly.
Right?
But I say, let me tell Chris.
No, you didn't. No, you did not. You did not say that.
No, man, you misinterpret what I was saying.
Director.
Allow Speid to finish that.
So there are two different functions now. But the head coach, I mean, they are the chief money getter in the program. Their job is always on the line more than probably any other coach because the other coaches are for development mainly. The head coach of a senior national team is to win stuff, it's not their development must take place. You get the best players you possibly can from anywhere in the world they're born, or ones we can change their nationality to Jamaican if we can and get them to play on, and our focus is to win their head coach. Of course, there's some development still, but minor. That's a minor part of it because you might carry a couple of young players, but we don't care if you don't carry any young players. Just win everything you got to win. That's the thing. So and the FIFA says that you must have a technical director who don't coach. So you see, the rules is just very clear. It's not that we can even say you're a technical director and you're a coach. If one of our technical director coach, he must hide and do it. He can't do it because FIFA even fund that particular technical director, right? We don't pay for him. FIFA pay for that person. All right. So go back to this. Every single tour that we have gone on, whether it's under 13, under 15, under 17, under 20 senior, the technical committee gets a report and review the tour, right? And there has been different views from different people. There are 7 persons on the technical committee. And we are also the one that recommend coach to get the jobs, or recommend that we lose faith and confidence in them, right? That's one of our job. But that's not just what we do, Chris. We start a coaching school. If you notice, we have a 24B license coach now. We're looking at 6A license coach next year. We also work on things like the club license, and that is why the controversy with Wadada, they just never make it down. We say, well, we're enforcing the rules. We don't care. Yeah. From now on, this is the rules, and we're enforcing it. Well, the rules are always there, but we never used to enforce it. So the technical committee we do all, like, we start the academies now. We have regulation for the academies for them to work in Jamaica. So technical committee do whole power, right? Different from just monitoring the head coach. But we do monitor all the teams. And we believe, just like you, that, you know, at this particular point in time, 7 from 24 is bad. Anyway, you look on it, upside down, around the corner, around the back, anyway, you look on it. But the truth is, we're not full of ego. We leave it to the executive committee. They are the ones who ratify or decide on any decision. Recommendation we make, they are the ones who put it forward. Sometimes go to the board, sometimes the executive committee, sometimes recommendation can be handled by the general secretary. And that's how we work. So we finish our work. By leakage, everybody know what our vote was. I mean, the vote
exactly.
So we don't have, it's not our legacy now. It must be somebody else. We'll just leave it there and we'll move on to do other work. How long they want to take is fine. If they don't want to do it, we're still fine. And we just move on and continue.
All right. I follow up. Thank you. Before you go, Chris, I follow up. We saw the process, you know, was much, much quicker for Jerome Wade for his demotion. What's the difference there than compared to now?
It wasn't. That's not true. Remember, it was after the Saudi Arabia game. Then he came back
the Japan game.
Japan game. His second
it was like within a week.
No. But he came back and went on a program on Thursday night. And
then GPS,
a week after. I wouldn't. And then after we made our decision, it went to the board. Is the board do it, you know, in his case? So that's not true. That one take even longer.
And you don't feel as long, you know, sir. No, you don't feel as long.
No, and nowadays we try to have processes. You know, Captain does get up one famous thing, 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Fire, we want fire.
Oh, 1100 hours, yeah, man.
Right. We're not into that now, man. We try to be better than that, man. So that is why.
All right. Mr. Speid.
Chris, hold on. All right, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Chris. Sorry, go ahead.
Chris had a question.
So you talk about not having a technical director for the senior team or for JFF. Is there a specific reason for that? And if so, why hasn't there been any?
No, man, we have a technical director. It's Wendell Downswell. Before him, it was Vin Blaine. We always have a technical director. It's just that the technical director is more behind the scenes. Therefore, development, they deal with all the youth teams and how we progress, you know, but not the senior team. The senior team answers straight to the general secretary and the president.
Okay. All right.
Speid, I have a question.
Speid. What on the Travis?
Go on, Tigger.
You said Tappa get the players them, but was it too late? You know, did he get them too late? Like, remember that some of the new players coming like months before the World Cup qualification or during the World Cup qualification. Why didn't he get them like a year or two before the qualification started?
No, but remember, he was scouting like people like even Liam Moore. You know? Remember, he went to England. He used to go to England a couple years ago and was scouting, but then the pandemic cut that scouting trip kind of short. So what happened is that instead of us getting to know some of those players intimately, like you would go and watch them play, etc., we had to go by reports. And then the pandemic didn't allow us to play any games for about 8 months in the preparation period, as I said before. So by the time that happened, we had the 2 Saudi Arabia games, 3 Japan games, the USA games, and the Gold Cup to get ready. And the Gold Cup was about 16. But if you add them up, it's about 11, 12 games. And I would think that should have been enough for us to figure out what we want to do. So it's always short all the time. We can't, and maybe if we had more money, we probably could have put on more practice games. But, you know, the Gold Cup I thought we should have tried to go there to gel the team instead of try to win the World Cup. But we want to win everything, because if the World Cup was that important, then we should peak up to that World Cup. So all those players was available. Remember, before that, we had the contract negotiations, and we had all of these people sign the contract, so they were available to play. So I mean, it wasn't up to us at that point who played.
All right, so Speid, I have a two-part question. The first thing, the vote is from the technical committee, and we heard that the technical committee vote unanimously to 5-2. So in a case like that, if I vote from the technical committee, vote 5-2, for me, Tappa is out, Yeah, because that is unanimous.
Almost.
And the next thing, is there any truth to? Because we heard that they said 7 players. So if Tappa get fired, them out too, So wonder if there's any truth to that rumor. Is just a rumor.
But remember, we have a squad of nearly 70. But
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. But with management all the time, you have to be prepared. So we'll be prepared if that happens.
But Sir Speid, if a case like that, I think those players, my opinion still, if that is true, those players should never play for Jamaica again.
I don't look here. Everybody have their choices. I mean, if I'm sure they are thinking about that, if it is true, that they might get into that problem. But we're not worried. We have almost 70 players, and we have more. I mean, we're getting for players, we're getting requests left, right, and center. More people want to come all the time. And we're trying not to, because that is not good for the chemistry of the team right now. So we're not really perturbed about that. I mean, there's, some of those same players didn't go on some of the tours too, and we played without them and got some good results, some mixed results. But so we're not worried about that, to be honest. 7 players couldn't worry us a lot.
This is a nice little question from a young man, Lexan 95 Gambling. He said, as a young man, former the Costa Cup champion in 2011, interesting to be becoming a coach. How can I contact Mr. Speid on those procedures as it relates to coaching budgets?
He's from where? Which parish?
He said the Costa Cup champion.
He didn't state the parish.
He never stated the parish.
So what we're doing now is Mr. Andrew Peart is the head of coaching school. Because we have installed one of those, right? We didn't have a principal before the coaching school. We now have one. Andrew Peart is it. But your parish association, there's coaching courses lined up for next year, starting in December. We're going to St. James first. So if you're in St. James, I think we're doing St. James and Portland first. I don't have a schedule on me, but if you're in St. James or Portland, you're lined up first. So you need to contact your parish president, and they will tell you the process. And the rest of parish is coming soon after. So just contact your parish president.
Okay.
Sir Speid, going back to the meeting, any regrets that you guys didn't have the meeting earlier?
On hindsight, yes, because it's a numbers game. We did work out what the number should be since 1994 to come first in this qualification round. You have to score at about 2.1 points per game, 1.9 for second, 1.8 for third, and 1.6 to come fourth. So we knew all of that. We work out all of those numbers. The coach also gave us a figure that he's going to end up at. So it's not like we weren't been trying to be scientific and doing our thing. We work out all of those. After the first round, we realized that we were in trouble, because for us to qualify again, we had to score at like 2 points per game, which only one team in CONCACAF has ever done that since 1994, and it was Costa Rica 1 year. Not even Mexico has ever done it before. So we definitely were in trouble. But, our committee thought we should give it more time because of some of the obvious reasons. But it just never happened. It just never happened again. So we had another meeting and we made a decision that we made.
There have been rumors that the JFF don't have the money to find a replacement. Any truth to that? If there should be a replacement, any truth to that?
There is no truth to that. If you know me, I told me I have plan B and C long time.
All right. The young man is from Hanover.
Well. So, Sir Speid.
And somebody said.
Go ahead, Tiga.
Okay, somebody is saying in the comment that if Tappa fail, did the JFF and the technical committee fail also?
Yes.
In the recommendation.
Yes, we are one team. Of course, we fail, but I mean, as I said before, we have to analyze. We're very analytical in our technical committee. We have to analyze if we fail the country too, and if we do, we decide what happen. I mean, I agree with the person. All of us fail. It's not him alone.
So, Sir Speid, there's any truth to that? If we fire Tappa, we can't pay him off. Because there's a rumor going around. So if we fire him, that's a reason why we have to pay him off and we can't find the money. So
there's no such.
All right.
His contract is not written like that.
Oh.
Okay. Nice.
So, boy. Any more questions, Tiga? Somebody is saying if we have a video analyst.
Yeah, we do. We have a
of the opponent before matches. Video analyst of the opponent. Do we study the opponent? Or we just going blindside?
I'm not in the game, but we travel with a video analyst, and he is the one who advises on how the team play, or we play in training. We tape everything. I tell you, we have drones. We have camera that we set up. That is 360 camera on the training field. We have everything. So we do have that. So we do have an issue. Plus, we have the Instat program. We just analyze every game. Whether you don't even have to go there, tape the game. They analyze it. They cut it up. You can get anything you want from those programs.
Okay. All right. So Chuck Mack is saying if JFF is scouting other UK-born players, if yes, who?
Chuck, say even if me know, I couldn't tell you.
Tell you.
and as I tell you before, it's up to the coach. Is this?
Okay. But the coach have you mentioned the coach have 70 players at his disposal. 70
that remember
that signed a contract.
He had signed a contract. There's more players if they want to play, they come and sign a contract and they are eligible. Remember, from Captain Burrell time, if it's one thing we do good, is this we do good. We make sure say every player have contract for the World Cup qualifiers. So you can't have no stick up the man come and say they're not play because they're not getting the money from, and for the next couple of years is the same thing. So that we did extremely well, I would say.
So Sir
Speid, in the meeting there was another voting that took place in terms of should we continue the campaign. Was that really a vote and realistically? Because the number, I think 6 persons said that we should continue. But are you saying that the JFF was contemplating just giving up on the campaign? Was that an option?
No. You see, you have to understand sequence. If we not try, then probably no matter who coach the team, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that vote was to say, are we
was in relation to the coaching
qualify? And then if you say yes, we want to qualify, then the question asks then who should I make go forward with the team to try and qualify based on the performances so far.
Because I was wondering.
It's a kind of procedural vote. Them parliamentary, I think there's a procedural vote first. Right.
But I was wondering if the JFF plan to tank and just send out anybody and lose the games. Because for the integrity of the campaign.
No. One person on the committee posited that maybe we should bring this set of players who's going to play in 2026 now. Get them experience. That's what one person.
Too early for that.
Yeah, that's what we said it was too early. But I like that because it gives us perspective, let us.
But a lot of persons will say that's just giving up, And as I said before, the integrity of the competition. You can't be sending out kids.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be fair to us. It would have been kids, No, I'm just saying.
No. But if you even look at the current squad, right, you would find players that going to repeat. All they are saying, maybe we should use those players who are going to come back in 2026, and you can name them. It wouldn't be kids though. It would still be some pretty good players.
Okay. There's an next question out there. I'm saying that if the JFF doesn't accept the technical committee recommendation, will the committee resign? Will you and your staff pack your bag and go? If you're telling the JFF, say, hey, this is what need to be done, and we're not getting the result, we give the man everything he want. You understand? We give him house, car, land, shoes, sock, rat, dog, puss, and nothing happen. And we recommend this for us to move on. And the JFF says, no, sir, not bother with that. Would you and your team just say, you know what?
Would you be happy with that? Would you be happy with that, sir? Speid?
No, but I wouldn't be happy. But you have to look at if it's an ego trip or not, because if you're on the supposed to go in the middle and you want to take it into another direction, like you want to go Ray, right? And the other people say, no, we're not going Ray, we have to keep it straight on the middle the same way. Would you resign? Yeah, just so is because it's not my decision. That part, I know what we make our recommendation based on our knowledge. It's not our decision here, and we have to be respectful to the board who has their duty different from us. Right. I mean, we're a person who are supposed to advise them. I mean, and it's their legacy now. So if they don't, then it's their legacy, because the good and the bad thing is that everybody in the world know what we said and what our opinions are. So it's the JFF need to make their move. If they say to keep the coach, we have other work to do. We move on.
So Speid, who are the person who make up the board?
The board is made up of all the parish presidents, and then you have 3 vice presidents and the president, and then there are 2 external directors, which is myself and Dennis Chung. We are not we're appointed, not elected. But we can't vote though. Dennis Strong and myself don't vote on the board. He's in charge of finance, I'm in charge of technical. Those are the 2 posts that they thought they should get help with. So we help them from that perspective.
We can't call it now, sir. Tappa not go nowhere. I did case.
All right.
Tappa not go nowhere.
All right. Coaches Dexter say, is there a former coach on the island?
Yeah, so I heard that this evening. I'm going to spice them good. I heard that a former coach is on Ireland, but I can categorically say it was not by our invitation.
And his own will.
So him throw him name on the hat then.
Well, we have about 4. I mean, people are so funny. We have like about 4 applications without the coach get fired. I mean, a lot of people lining up, but
can you give us a few names?
No.
We have to ask.
All of them overseas, but no.
All of them overseas?
Well,
we work with overseas, you know.
Well qualified coaches?
Yeah, man.
Big names?
Big names, yeah.
All right.
How soon can we hear something from the JFF?
I don't know.
Do we have to wait till the next window? How soon?
I don't think so.
Christmas?
No, I don't. I'm long before that. But I don't know. We have only part of work for them. we move on.
But I think that's the most important work, though, Mr. Speid, to get the coach sorted out. Either way, we need to know if he's staying or not.
I agree with you. But as I said, you need to call the president and ask him to come talk.
Look, Mr. President don't want to do any shows for YouTube, you know.
Really?
He goes on Sportsmax and other stations, but
I'll talk to him about that.
He needs to come to YouTube.
All right, so hold on. Top Mac is saying that is there any truth that Antonio is requesting to have his own staff while on national duties?
Like that.
Just one person. He wanted his physio. Nothing. He wanted his physio.
Okay. And there's a next. Go ahead, Eddie.
It's a good thing because, we Jamaicans pretend like we know everything. Yeah. I'm sure people who are trained in Europe, if they come and is with our team, our physios will learn a lot from those people. So
sharing knowledge.
True.
Knowledge transfer, yeah.
All right, so Top Mac is saying is there any matches?
Yeah, we're trying for one.
Go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah, we're trying for one.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. What you ready?
For those fans that want to go to away games, like you mentioned before, chartered private jets. Are there accommodation to include some of these fans?
No, not on the jet. Not on the jet that we charter. Plus, Yeah, you know, a lot of countries have stringent measures for just people, you know, but they cut us some slack because the national team. So we didn't want to venture into that at this time.
So Sir Speid, what is your opinion? You think we still can qualify?
The road is narrow, but possible. Because let me tell you why. From our analysis, Mexico has 14 points. So if we can beat Mexico in the first game, I would feel a lot better because it means we'll come to 10. Mexico still at 14.
Oh, right.
They have to play Panama. So a draw for both of them or one of them lose, you know. Of course, we have to beat Panama or Canada away and try and win all our games there. I think the hardest game here is really Mexico. Once we win them, I think we can win the other three. And then we have to win one either Panama or Canada. Clearly, Canada look like they're going to be hard to stop.
Yeah.
So Mexico and Panama is probably the two we have to zero in on and make sure we beat them. And hope when they meet, something goes sideways for one of them or both of them.
My opinion still, we think everyone 6 games we go on a World Cup.
Sorry?
Didn't hear that.
Go again, Travis.
Go again.
My opinion, I think that if we win all 6 games, we into the World Cup.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, mathematically.
But that has never been done before, you know. So,
but it can happen.
To win 6 games straight, tough ass. Really tough.
All right, so somebody want to switch it up, Mr. Speid. I don't know if you can answer. They say, what on the reggae girls? They have been consistently, but we barely hear anything about them. No matches, nothing at all.
It's your fault, you know. You not talk about the girls. You don't talk about the men.
I mean, we talk the girls.
We talk about the girls. As a matter of fact, you know, we have Tiffany Cameron coming on this weekend, you know.
This weekend we have Tiffany. We talk about the girls.
We keep contact with them, man.
All right, cool.
Girls on the power show enough.
Me say they show them. They show them only have every 9 months. When I talk about man, I talk about girl one time.
See that joke.
So Speid, you know, you go sometime with the viewership and the finances, you know. So sometimes you have to go where they, you know.
I know. I'm not knocking it.
Okay.
One thing right. Mr. Speid always come talk to the fans though. That we rate that one, Mr. Speid always.
Yeah, definitely.
Respect, no problem. So.
Another question: has anyone from the current coaching staff made an application for the post?
No.
When will be the next friendly game?
We're trying to get a game before, but it won't be a FIFA date. That's the problem. So that's why you have so much logistics about getting a friendly game before. It won't be a FIFA game, and we will not have all the players. The only players available. Will be available is the one from the Americas, not Europe.
Yeah.
Okay. But they want them over Europe, and them want to see them more. You understand? Want to see them more.
I think any friendly game is good because, I mean, if you look at the makeup of the team is mostly 7-4 playing. If you look on the makeup coming across. So even if we get a game and 10 players, well, and 10 players who's going to be in the squad or 15 get a run out, I think it will do us well.
True.
We're going to need a coach. We're going to need a coach, Mr. Speid.
We will have a coach.
For that friendly game.
We will have a coach.
So Speid, by saying that we will have a coach, that means we're going to have a new coach.
No, it could be the old coach, but we'll have a coach.
The JFF said they wanted 50% capacity for the national stadium. So we're looking at over 15,000 for the game against Mexico. What is the JFF doing differently to try and meet that target?
Well, first of all, remember we get the permission late, and then we based on the structure where you buy a ticket, you had to register, and people were registering from scratch. So we went up to nearly 5,000. No, we registered probably about 6,000 to 7,000 persons, right?
Wow, late.
4,300 actually paid, right? So the rest were volunteers, but they had to register too. So we're in a much better position now. People were, couldn't, and even after we registered, the ticketing system wasn't ready because we had to build one. So now there's a big difference now. From the set go, we can start selling tickets tomorrow morning, if we wanted. So we'll be much earlier on the market. We'll already have a base of persons in the system, so I think it should be easier. What we need to do is to make our decisions, hype up the game. This is a do or die game, and I think a lot of people come out. I tell you, it was a really good atmosphere, and a lot of time people scoff at the 12-man, but it is true and it's reality. I thought if we had the 12-man in the stadium, the other two games, they would have been different. I thought we would have beaten Canada. I thought we would have done better against Panama because you could see the lift team.
Agree.
They run, they work, they fight because the crowd never let them forget that they represent in Jamaica instead of playing a practice match without spectators.
So, Speid, about the jersey, we have a problem with the jersey. Them white number there, the black jersey and the white number on the shorts. Yeah, that white not part of the color, brother. I don't like that part there.
That is
to me, the black shorts have yellow numbers. The black one have yellow numbers. The white thing there. No, sir.
When it comes to marketing, I'm hopeless.
But
they know it's look good. I'm hopeless.
Sir, the diaspora is want to know about the jerseys. It's not available.
Who said that? Jerseys are available. Online.
Somebody in the hear that. Who's asking about jerseys?
The JFF website.
Chong is asking.
There's somewhere. The JFF website, but I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't know anything about marketing, I must say.
All right. So we agree with the fans being in the stadium.
All right. So Sir Speid, what's the best formation that the technical committee recommend?
Adrian. I recommend formation, brother. I coach that tactics.
All right, sir.
We recommend private jet fly straight, and we recommend say
players
24 players go. I would recommend say we have everything in place and we try to make life smooth. We don't recommend formation or team. We don't do them something. I know our job that.
How about the names in the jersey, Sir Speid?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, and I've broached the topic that we should have name in the jersey because I think it's a better marketing tool.
More identity to players,
right? Yeah, I think so. I agree with you 100%. But I think what they had said was that because we had so many players, and if you know, this one I
have set 24.
I think we need to assign the numbers to players. Because the roof, I think what they said, they had a limited window with the amount of players, the amount of numbers that they can use. So when Roof was playing, he was in 7. When Leigh come back, they take back in 7.
Right.
But I think we should make every effort to give a player a number until he retire.
We need to get Antonio the 9.
The 9, yeah, man. Burke forget the 18 and Antonio get the 9, yeah.
Make Antonio get the 9.
Right away. I agree with you, God. Yeah, man. Top striker for 9, man. No disrespect to Corey Burke. Top striker for 9.
Establishing the numbering system from early.
Yeah, man.
All I can say, I'm awesome. That's all I can say. Him something else, him special. Him almost world class, almost.
Oh, when if you change Fisher number 2, number 2 if you have and give up
8. Yeah.
Hey, me not follow you that one.
Try to stick him up. But let us switch gear a bit. St. Mary's College, you're aware that they pulled out of the Manning Cup.
Yeah, them
after 2 heavy defeats. They get 26. Yeah, actually it's 39. After 2 games, losing 26-0 to St. Catherine I. You think it was a good idea for it? Sorry about it. You think it was a good idea for them to pull out? Because I believe that it was a cowardly act, and I think the team should have remained in the competition. We don't want to see kids just feel like them come and always run from a situation. There have been a lot of teams to play in the Manning Cup and get 20-0 and 15-0, and them continue. So I didn't like that move from St. Mary's College.
Well, it depends on where you are, because in the US, remember they have the mercy rule, because they believe that it can psychologically scar players if they get too much of a beating. Just like if your father get up and beat you every day with a whip, it have a psychological effect on you. So when you're in a game, and I mean, I don't even know the ref write it on him card, 26 love or some love like that. So that is why we say, we want every kid to be coached by a certified, qualified coach who understand what they're going into. Because why you say the pull out is a bad thing, probably they shouldn't have entered. Because if your standard is so low, you must know what the standard you're going up against, and probably you shouldn't enter. So I believe though that after a while, I've seen kids cry, I mean, eye water when they lose, and to get that type of beating is not pretty, So I don't know if I'm against them from pulling out, but I more believe that they shouldn't have entered if their standard was not, if they didn't have the right correct standard, and the coach should know the standard and he should work with the kids better for longer. I really just don't hang them out to dry like they did. I wouldn't have done that.
But I'm not hearing any reasons for them pulling out. That's my thing too as well. Were they not able to feel players? Because I believe that the players wanted to play. I know as kids, when you're playing a sport that you love, even if you're losing, you continue to want to play. So I don't think it's the players that say, look, I don't want to play.
I don't know which kids you're talking about. Get 20 of them want to play. I don't know those kids.
No,
Man, when you love the game, man. When you love the game, and if you lose, you go on play.
No, man, I would find some other kids to play with when we can't beat them.
But me still a stick. Tigat, what do you think about that? Tigat, you're mute. What do you think about it, Tigat?
Yeah, man, I think players getting 20 love on them sublet. That's some serious beating, Some serious beat, and you're walking down the street, No, but the girl now go want to talk to them, because they get 20 and all that same thing there,
Child abuse, man.
Yeah,
child abuse.
Yeah, you understand. But somebody's asking the question, how is the under 20 looking? I saw some qualifier going on, Mr. Speid. Why we are not in that qualifier?
No, man. Yes, but we are higher up, so we did need to play at that stage. But we have identified a coach, so the coach is in place. We haven't announced who it is yet. Good coach. And one good thing came out of this Premier League that just played with the influx of young players. We're able to identify, I think, 28 players in the Premier League that had the under 20 age. So
good.
Right, so those are the names. Yeah, we're going to look at. And of course, we're going to look overseas to see how much of those players we can bring into the squad and see if we can strengthen it. Because the stakes are very high for the under 20. There's no Olympic qualifier this time around. Is the under 20 team will qualify for the Olympics. For both the World Cup, under 20 World Cup and the Olympics is the same.
Nice.
So Speid, I see in the JPL we get a new sponsor again. So why it's so hard for the JFF to get sponsored and JPL get sponsored left, right, and center? Mr. Williams, like my real general man.
Yeah, man, I'm a top man. But I mean, there's a difference in the product because we like instant gratification. In the JFF program, there's a lot of limitation on what you can do. You can't put anything on the jersey, etc. Because that's what football is. While in our local league, you can put advertisement on every place on your shirt. You don't have to see the coloration.
Like a billboard.
The board.
As I talk about the JPL, Sir Speid, last season I saw the teams in some jerseys, but when I say normally the teams always have them own kit sponsor and thing. This will be a change this season in the JPL.
Last season, because at the time we decided to just put everybody in the same set of jersey and order them for everyone because of the time constraint. We really didn't play in the jersey that we're supposed to play in, because we had a major sponsor who were near and they were on the jersey, so we didn't even get to play in those jerseys that we're supposed to play in. So the jersey that we had was really supposed to be training jersey, but we wanted to have them with the teams early so we could do the television promotion and all of those things, but we end up playing in them.
Okay. Beautiful.
But you're right about each individual club team have them own a jersey sponsor. Yeah, we had our own, but we did play in what the league gave us. Cooperating.
I mean, like a kit sponsor, like a Adidas or Nike.
Yeah, man. Every club have them own sponsor. Have them not kit sponsor, but every club have an arrangement with a supplier, as far as I know.
Oh, well, that's a good move.
Yeah.
All right, gentle people. If you just been joining us, it is Sports DTM live in our studio. We have technical director Mr. Rudolph Speid. Also, we have
the chairman of the technical and development committee. I'm not the technical director.
The chairman and technical.
Yeah,
chairman and technical. Yeah, and also we have Mr. Prezi and also Mr. Guna. Remember to smash that like button, and if you're new, remember to subscribe, share, and like. And we're going to do Eddie. Well, you have any more questions?
Anything else that we didn't touch on, Mr. Speid? Anything you want to announce?
No, not really. Except that I think the Premier League will not start till next year. So we really want DTM to cover the Premier League more. You can do a run-up show or a preview show for us because we really like that. I think we could reach a stage where we'll give you footage too, So I mean,
that's what we want, and
that's good. That's what we want.
We requested it, for the previous season, and
well, we never sort out the thing yet properly. So we're much better now to be able to do it. Because we need social media. Some people don't like it, but we need every media. I mean, it's the way of the world now, so we can't run away from it. So I'm sure you guys can help us immensely.
Yeah, man, and it will be a pleasure. We don't have any problem to cover the local league.
Yeah, right. we were on it last. We were on it every time we request. We never get nothing. We've been stonewalled. But
we've been sending emails after emails after emails.
We've been stonewalled. Yep, we've been stonewalled.
We send it to.
Adrian, who we send the email to again, Adrian? You want to throw her under the bus, or are we leaving that alone?
Not sure, because friends say her know. So
all right.
Send me email tomorrow. I'm going to a meeting with the Premier League clubs on Monday, so we'll talk.
Okay. I definitely send the email.
Good stuff.
So what about Michael Hector? I see him performing excellent with Fulham of late. We done with him.
Yeah. I think you know something you don't want to talk, but remember again, is the coach decide, and if he says no, is a no. If he says yes, Michael Hector will come back. But
for me, Hector and Mariappa to me, are two most loyal overseas players for England.
That is true. But say we see him on the Mario Hector a hard time. We give him a hard time,
Yeah, because when I play in a rightful position, he's a centre half, not a CDM.
Right, and then play better with 3 at the back too, not necessarily 2.
At 2 at the back, we see him play for Fulham for the last couple of games.
But last year, the year before, he was outstanding at in a 3.
At Fulham.
Yeah.
Why we never pick Ethan Pinnock? Why wasn't Ethan Pinnock called up for the last winner?
I don't know. The winner before, I know he was injured, but I don't know why.
Because we have a lot of fans that think Ethan is better.
I never ask why. If that player is not on the squad, I don't know. I don't ask because it's not our prerogative. And as I said before, we don't want to reach a case where people are saying we are interfering. So we stay far from those things.
Sir Speid, I heard that it's because the coach don't want to left out low, Yeah, man. That's what I heard, That's the coach don't want to left out low.
Why?
And I play Pinnock. For me, Pinnock have to play that team for me over low all time from him available for me. Give me a coach.
You're going too far now, Travis.
No, but that's my opinion.
You're too far, man.
You take it too far.
So if a man don't like that, I'm sorry for them.
Your opinion, man. You have to say your opinion.
But after access, is there a reason why Hector? Because we've been hearing rumors about some threat on Hector. That's why he's not in the team. Any truth to that?
I've heard them too, but I don't know if it's true.
Because if that's true, that's really bad on the JFF part.
No, well, it's not the JFF. The JFF don't know about it, and it's just a rumor. It has not been officially reported to anybody at the JFF. I am sure.
But you say you've heard about it.
Rumor. I've heard the rumor too. I don't know if it's true.
So no report from any player.
No report from any individual about it. So we can't act on something that we don't get.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay.
Any more questions, Travis? Tiga?
No, that's
all
it.
Right. Well, thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
man.
man.
Pleasure always, Mr. Speid. Thank you very much for joining us and answering the questions.
Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Speid.
Yeah, my respect. No problem.
All right.
You're right. All right. Okay. Going on.
Yeah, man. Good show,
interesting. Yeah, that was very interesting.
Yeah, man. We want to big up Mr. Rudolph Speid for joining us. Also, big up Crystal from Talawa TV.
Yes.
You know, YouTuber. So you guys, after this, you guys can go over there and show us some love. Subscribe. Yes. Big up Travis. Travis has always been in the comment section. Finally, we get to see Travis.
You finally get to see Travis, you know.
Yeah, man. And big up everybody else in the comment section. Chang.
Yep.
Ian, Coaches Dex, a lot of persons joined on. Yeah, so a good show. Good show,
one tour again. And remember, we're here again next week. Next Thursday night, next Thursday night live again. Don't you be seeing next surprise guest, you know, coming on. You know, maybe this, maybe that, not calling any name, but stay tuned. We always have some surprise guests coming on.
And some good interviews coming up. We have some international interviews lined up as well.
Yes.
So if you're big in the UK, we have some UK YouTubers and influencers coming on. As well as our reggae girls, reggae boys. So keep an eye, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the content. So a lot of good content coming out. We're ending the year with a bang. You want to get to 50K. So we're pushing for that. So we're going to push out a lot of good content, guys. So definitely. Christmas special coming up as well. So you won't want to miss that. So Tiga, take it away.
Yes. All right. So this has been another interesting, another informative, another excited DTM Thursday Night Live. We also want to thank Adrian. We also want to thank Kirk. Also Chris, big up yourself. Thanks everybody. We had up to 90%. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for smashing that like button. And those who subscribe tonight, I want to thank you very much. And remember again to join us next week, Thursday, for another Thursday Night Live. Be blessed. This has been Sports Down the Middle Live.